Good morning to one and all. Today's topic is related to this geosynthetics. In this geosynthetics, previous class we have discussed a few topics, advantages, and their utilities in different fields. And these are the some of the properties which we are get by using these geosynthetic materials. In addition to the soil, the first major property we are getting is strength. Next property is stiffness, and the third one is flexibility and durability. First of all, strength in the purpose of compressive strength, and this shear strength also here mitigating. And extensibility means stiffness means we are getting a more rigid soil without any deflection. And flexibility means under the action of different loads and pressures, the total soil profile is in stable condition. And the next content is durability. With the different principles of these geotechnical fields, we have to focus on majorly this durability. Why? Because the total soil profile having adverse effects on these durability conditions. Why? Because in our daily life we are having the sunlight, water, and wind forces. All those are acting on these structures with different soil contents, so that those are having a strong durable properties. Otherwise, due to those application of continuous forces, there will be some destruction takes place to the structure. In some of the cases, the load will be applied in some positions, and in another positions the load will be zero. Similarly, this flexibility and the stiffness also acting in different conditions only, but this durability properties according to the soil conditions will be applied in time to time, so that we have to focus on these durability properties and remaining all these strength, stiffness, and flexibility properties. In the previous class we have discussed up to this point. Today's class we have to go for this advantages. Sometimes the advantage in this particular application of geosynthetics is a technique which we have to use, that will have to decrease the content, that means economy and time. Why? Because if we are going for a long time, that means a long time means automatically we have to go for utilization of material and this equipment and labor. All those are having huge amount of property and economy, so that it will be very cost. So whenever we are using this kind of polymeric materials with a combination of soils, we have to take a less content of time. And the embankment can be designed to achieve 80% of consolidation, and the remaining 20% of the consolidation takes place during this construction of different pavement layers. It means the embankment can be designed for achieving 80% of the consolidation. Normally, whenever we are doing this consolidation work, automatically we have to plan for a 100% consolidation. But when we are using this geosynthetics with the combination of densification of the soil, only we need to have some 80% of the consolidation. Remaining 20%, which will be obtained by employing these synthetic layers on the field of soils, so that those will give some of the 20% of the consolidation. And while we are doing this kind of construction practices on the soil, automatically we need to have some layer by layer densification. Why? Because simply the total mass we have to pour, and after the pouring of mass is over, we have to go for densification. Is a wrong practice of densification. First of all, we have to pour some quantity of material, and then we have to spread it on a surface with equal layer, and then we have to go for densification. Likely we need to give some number of layers by layers, then only we have to go for densification. After each layer is over, we have to go for a spreading of this geosynthetic layer between the layers to layers. Then we will get this consolidation in a well graded manner. Due to those type of consolidation, automatically we have to go for a small quantity of labor and materials. Those will affect the time and cost. Normally, whenever we are going for a layer by layer principle, automatically we have to use a equipment with some more quantity of time normally required, so that after this utilization is over, we have to go for these labor conditions. That means to arrange those materials and different locations, we need to have some labor, so that those two also leads to huge amount of this economy to the structure, and simply they are consuming time and cost as well. As the suitability of this technology depends upon the availability of resources of the country. Whenever we are constructing a structure, automatically those structure need some of the materials for the purpose of construction. First of all, we have to focus what quantities of materials we have and what are the properties, and is those materials are available within the country, or we have to order from any other foreign countries. So that we have to focus. Why? Because if all the materials are around available in surrounding fields, automatically our project cost will be reduced. If those materials are not available, automatically we have to get some more quantity of money and this materials from those outer fields like foreign countries or any other surrounding countries. Then we need to wait for few more days for collection and this convenient of that means this conveyance of the materials. First of all, the resources will be available in the surrounding fields, otherwise we have to pay an extra amount. And countries such as India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Myanmar, Thailand, China, etc. have abundant natural resources. That means in the particular chapter we are mentioning about this geosynthetics. Means synthetics means a polymeric materials. In place of those synthetic materials, normally we are having some quantity of these naturally available materials which are eco-friendly. So that first of all we have to give a preference to those naturally occurring materials. Why? Because those are simply occurring in the nature, means those are very cheaply available, and cost also reduces due to this occurrence of materials in a nearby areas. So that first of all we have to focus on those natural materials which are available in the surroundings. Mostly in our Asian countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, China, India, Myanmar, Thailand, and are having these natural resources in plenty quantities. So we have to focus on those plenty number of quantities, and we need to choose a better one which will give more quantity of strength with less consumption of materials. First of all, in those materials, what we are having is a jute, comma, coir, and a sisalt and a bamboo. All those are different fiber types. Jute is a naturally occurring fiber, and sisalt, coir. All those are different crops which are harvesting by our Indian farmers for the purpose of these gunny bags and others. So that we need to utilize those, because those are having some less quantity of money we need to spend for buying those kind of products, and those are cheaply occurring, and simply in our India itself we are have to obtain those materials, and this maintenance of materials also very easily, and labor also having some quantity of idea about those materials and handlings. So we have to focus on those materials like jute, coir, and sisal. In some of the cases we have to go for this utilization of bamboo also. But normally bamboo means bamboo having huge quantities of flexural strength. Whenever we are constructing a structure which will have to bear these flexural loads, then we have to consider these bamboos for the purpose of utilizing it. But here totally we are constructing a structure with the help of this geosynthetics. So in some of the areas, whenever there is a mixing of the air structure with these bridges, small scale bridges, in those conditions we have to go for this utilization of bamboo and other organic materials. Next one is the geotextile made from the natural materials are called limited life geotextiles. Limited life geotextiles. First of all, limited life means those are having some minimum lifespan. Why? Because all those are occurring in the nature, so that after few years those will be degraded in the earth itself because of his organic properties. Normally we are having organic and inorganic matter. Organic matter having some less quantity of bonds. Due to those less quantity of bonds and availability of this bacteria in between the layers of the soil, those bacteria simply degrade these materials, and those will be simply mixing into the earth crust. Whenever we are utilizing these inorganic materials like this polythene, polypropylene, automatically those will not degrade by the help of bacteria, and they are having some long lifespan. So we have to utilize some of the structures for these materials, and those materials will have to go for short limited lifespan and a limited lifespan. So we have to observe how much amount of time that means how much amount of span will be required for those structures, so that if we are using this limited life geotextile, it is sufficient or not, and we have to go for any other alternatives, and those things also we have to observe. Why? Because in our India we are constructing mostly a partial structures which are not used for a long period of time, so that we need to observe the structural purpose and utilization. If the total structural purpose is limited to 5 to 10 years, then we have to go for this utilization of limited lifespan geotextiles. Why? Because in those particular 5 to 10 years of span of the structure, we have utilizing this high cost polyethylene geotextile, automatically those will leads to huge amount of cost. After the destruction of those structures, those will not be utilized in the second condition. So we have to go for this low cost, cheaply occurring, limited lifespan geotextiles, so that it will give a safety against these conditions, and automatically cost also very low. And different properties which we are obtaining by this utilization of materials are, first of all, polymer based geosynthetics can be replaced with degradable and eco-friendly natural geotextiles depending upon the area of application. That means if the area having huge amount of water quantity, that means water percentage in the structure, then we won't have to go for this limited lifespan geotextiles. Why? Because all those are organic matter content is high. That means in all of those materials organic matter content is very high, and whenever there is a stagnant of water, automatically there will be a rise of bacteria in those particular fields. Due to those presence of bacteria and organic matter, automatically the leaching will starts and their lifespan will be decreases. So in those particular conditions we won't have to go for this limited lifespan geotextiles. First of all, in what place we are installing is we have to observe. After a clarity, we have to go for these materials of different grades. First of all, many of the polymers based on geosynthetics can be replaced with degradable and eco-friendly natural geotextiles depending upon the area of application. So we have to focus on which area we are applying this geosynthetics. Is it a good area or bad area? This means good area means the total structural properties are very good, and there is no stagnant of water. Those areas are having good properties. If there is stagnant of water means automatically it is a confined areas. In those places we won't have to use these natural materials. And next one, a mandal recommends the use of jute and coir for the purpose of ground improvement systems. They have many good technical properties. That means a committee which was prescribed the utilization of this jute and coir fibers. Why? Because in those two materials majorly we are having these properties. First one is the strength, extensibility and stiffness. Extensibility means long enlargement, and flexibility and durability. All those are properties which we are getting by the utilization of this jute and coir fibers. So we have to focus on those two contents. Next one is the natural fibers have been used in the construction industry since 5th or 4th millennia BC, and that means before Christ we are utilizing some of these natural fibers for the purpose of construction. But those are not simply spreaded. The villagers used mud clay reinforced with straw to build the dwelling units for their shelter. Some of the vegetable matter are fibers having low tensile strength and pure durability. But in case of our olden household construction practices, those villagers simply employed these mechanisms of constructions in olden days for the purpose of shelter. But those are not employed in this road purpose. Whenever they have to construct their houses, in those houses itself they are having a top roof. In the roof itself they are inducing some of the materials with this soil content. After that they are simply going for a plastering work with mud content, so that those are simply used as a slab and protecting against these atmospheric conditions like wind, weather and the sun's atmosphere. First of all, what we have to know is the material consumption and how those materials will be utilized by those villagers. The villagers used mud clay reinforced with straw to build the dwelling units for the shelter. Normally, shelter means they are using a small scale houses with less quantity of area. For those less quantities of area and smaller heights, those will be sufficient. But when we are going for a larger work, those are not sufficient. Definitely, we will have to utilize these polypropylene materials. Some vegetative natural fibers have low tensile strength and poor durability, so that only we have to select the matter which is having high tensile properties and durability conditions. The tamarisk branches was used with the clay and gravel for the construction of a Great Wall of China in 200 BC. That means the Great Wall of China, all we have, no, it is one of the wonder of the earth. So that for the construction of those Great Wall of China in 2200 BC, they are using some tamarisk branches. That means it is one of the tree. Those branches are used for the construction of this Great Wall of China in association with this clay and gravel. That means gravel means coarse aggregate, clay means some fine matter. Those two materials are incorporated with this content of tamarisk branches, and they constructed a large wall. It is one of the construction practice which was utilized by these geosynthetics. That means natural geosynthetics are utilized in the construction of this Great Wall of China. And the next content is the ropes were used for many centuries to lift the heavy loads at dock sites and more industries. That means mine industries. The ropes, normally ropes means for lifting any material at a higher depths or at a higher deep conditions. For suppose in villages we are simply observing they are digging water from the wells by using these ropes, so that a rope have to bear a huge quantities of tensile loads by simply lifting these waters, so that those ropes are also made up of these naturally occurring materials naturally occurring materials in many centuries before, so that those are also one of the construction practices with by these geosynthetics. That means natural geosynthetics they are using to normally these ropes are also used for the purpose of these dock sites and mine industries. Normally dock sites means for the purpose of these boats and mine industries for catching this raw material like coal and other mica or any other. In those industries also they are utilizing these ropes. And currently a renewed natural fibers can be used for the automobile industry. The weight reduction of the door panels of cars is about 20% by using this flax sisal fiber mat embedded in the epoxy resin matrix. In olden days we are having these cars, that means ambassador cars we are having. Those ambassador cars will consume a huge quantity of the huge quantity of this in mobile, that means huge quantity of diesel or petrol they are consuming in large amounts. Why? Because those are having some high density contents like iron and whatever using is very high in nature. But nowadays the cars will give more quantity of mileage. Why? Because in those car parts simply they are assembling these alloys, lightweight alloys. Likely here also what he was telling is there were some natural fibers can be utilized in the automobile industries. Natural fibers, that means those are simply occurred in the nature without any polymerization. We have to go for those utilization in the purpose of reduction of door panels. Normally door panels in the cars about 20% of flax sisal fiber mat embedded in the epoxy resin matrix, so that sisal fiber was utilized in this particular door mats of a car in the place of epoxy resin matrix, so that the total density will be decreases. Normally in olden days for the purpose of windows they are utilizing this glass material, so that glass is how also having some quantity of density rather than the these natural occurring materials. Whenever we are going to utilize these natural materials also, there may be some reduction in the weight of a automobile. Why? Because of this geosynthetics. And natural fibers can be utilized in several applications. Natural fibers means before we have some sisalt, giga fibers and jute fibers. All those are some of the natural fibers. They are utilized in several applications of this geosynthetics. That means strengthening the soil. And this first one are the used for a short period of time. That means the utilization period is very short compared to these polypropylene materials, polythene materials. And unpaved temporary access roads. Unpaved means there is no proper embankment. After the embankment there is no proper lining. That means lining means if there is no BT lining or CC lining, bitumen tar lining or cement concrete lining is there only for the purpose of construction of mud roads or clay roads. They are using these fibers. Why? Because those fibers having some bonding nature. Due to those bonding nature, top layer will be controlled by these erosions and others. And next one, the embankment constructed on this soft clay reinforcement. Whenever that means embankment means a sloped surface which was constructed on soft clays. Normally, soft clay means there will be some less quantity of bond between the particles, and we need to improve those their bond by using these kind of sisal fibers and some geosynthetics which are occurring in the natural nature. So we have to improve those ground property by using these fibers, and their cost is very low, and their lifespan is also low, so that for every 5 to 10 years we have to observe what is the strength they are having at the initial stage, they are having some quantity of strength. After 5 years the strength will be weakened due to their losing of natural bonds, so that we have to go for another layer of this installation. Currently jute and coir are the most promising economically viable and vegetable fiber fabrics. Nowadays in India we are having this jute and coir farming is very high. Why? Because those are simply exporting to foreign countries for the purpose of this natural occurring materials. That means in the nature itself we are having this kind of fibers, and those are giving some extra facilities and features to the structures. So they are also we are also simply exporting those materials to the foreign countries. So we have to focus on those materials, and we need to do some of the research works to strengthen their lifespan. Some of these are all those are vegetable matter, and those vegetative matter also having some less quantity of time. We need to include some of the chemicals to improve their lifespan from normal to high level, so that those will be having some additional properties compared to this geosynthetics of polymeric materials. Those are having high water absorption capacity. Whenever for the purpose, simply we are using gunny bags for the purpose of curing, so that they are having some water binding capacity and water absorption capacity, as well as lower impact on the environmental than man-made fiber does. And lower impact means if we are using the polymeric materials also, due to those usage of polymeric materials, there will be some extra charge on the earth due to this unavailability and unbonding of the materials. And indigenous natural geotextiles have certain major advantages and play significant role in the developing countries like India. Indigenous natural geotextile, that means indigenous means the textiles which are formed in the India, those are called as indigenous natural geotextiles, and they are having certain advantages and play a significant role in the development countries like India due to their variable properties and utilization in different fields. Those are very significant in the construction field for embankments and a small scale mud roads. The raw materials are simply eco-friendly. Eco-friendly means they will not do any harm to the environment. Due to this purpose, those are utilizing in a rapid way. And renewable resources are available abundantly. Abundantly means those are occurring in a plenty of amounts. India is the second largest jute producer in the world. That means the more amount of quantity was harvesting in our India for the purpose of this utilization, and thus making the sustainable construction industry. So we are having a plenty of resource for the for jute material, so that this jute material we are using in a elaborative way and expandable way for the purpose of constructing a new projects by the help of these geosynthetics. Those are also less lifespan geosynthetics, LLGS. Natural biodegradable nourishes the soil and return to the ground without any pollution. This is the major advantage. These materials are simply naturally occurring materials and biodegradable. Those will simply uh, mixing with the soil without any chemical treatments, and nourishes the soil, and those will be increases the properties of the soil and return to the ground without any pollution. Those will not give any harmful gases while they are mixing with the soil. And low unit cost, that means low unit cost means it will be available in a cheap way. Less quantity of money we have to invest while we are utilizing these kind of products, production and conversion cost is very low and produces competitive costs and economical. That means all those are simply occurring from these lands without any chemical treatment or any industrial utilization, so that they will have to invest some less quantity of money for production purpose and conversion. Normally conversion means we need to do some processing work from raw material to this fiber stage, so that these are all we called as a conversion stage. In this conversion also very easy compared to other materials, so those are very occurring in a very cheap way, and creating new market to agricultural products and jobs for local people. While we are utilizing this kind of materials automatically in the villages itself, they are having some awareness. Due to this awareness, these jute materials will be having a tendency to form a small scale utilization factors. Due to those utilization factors, they are artificially creating some quantities of jobs for the local people which are who are lives in these villages. And another advantage is the increases the ranging of crops. That means simply due to the utilization of these fibers, automatically the crop harvesting also very high, and the farmers can cultivate and sell directly. That means there will be some work to the farmer for the purpose of this cultivation and marketing, and new markets are preliminary close to the production points. Whenever we are having this production, means in the villages itself, we are having a new markets for a better and a good quality of products. Normally if we are storing those products, means automatically the strength will be losses, and whenever we are harvesting is over, automatically we have to buy those materials from the villages itself, then we will get a good and strengthy material. Money is attached to rural areas and region without incurring a major expendable materials for the purpose of transportation, so that when we are getting this quantity of materials from the villages, automatically due to their availability and acceptability and their strength parameters, we need to have some quantity of money in the purpose of transportation also. Why? Because if we are buying those products from the markets, automatically they will give some huge amount of cost compared to the local price, so that we have to go and we need to choose and we have to test the materials, then we have to prefer a long and strengthy materials. Those will leads to some quantity of small scale of decrement of rate, and those decrement of rate also we need to include in this transportation. And there will be a small advantage helps in bringing down the costly imports. Simply those will helps to bring down the costly imports. That means whenever we are buying like this, automatically the product will be having some high cost. Due to those high cost products, there will be some advantage to the farmers for the purpose of importing to the other countries and other local areas. And how this consolidation will be takes place by the utilization of these jute fibers. This technique was since established from the 1930. In some of the sand drains are utilized for these projects. Normally sand drains we are using for dewatering techniques. In this particular method also we are employing these sand drains in various projects. They are having some typical diameters, 200 mm. That means minimum diameter is 200 mm and maximum they are utilizing this is 600 mm. That means 60 centimeters of vertical drains with a spaced of 1.5 meters to 6 meters interval. It is also minimum spacing between this sand drain to sand drain is 1.5 and maximum spacing is 6 meters. We have to observe these two conditions. First of all, the diameter of this sand drain ranges from 200 mm to 600 mm, and this distance between the sand drain to sand drain also varies from 1.5 meters to 6 meters depending upon the load carrying capacity and this structural properties, and these methods are implemented from 1930 onwards. The conventional vertical sand drain technique is the time consuming and very costly. The availability of a good quantity of sand becomes scarce in current years. It is a conventional process. Conventional means it is having more importance, and it will be give an accelerate value. It means accelerate value, so that we are employing these conditions. And the sand drain technique is very time consuming. Time consuming means due to this installation of the sand drains and collection of materials and spacings and other requirements will give a large quantities of span. And whenever we are consuming large quantity of span also, it will having some advantage, so that it will give some times conventional values for the project. And this availability of good quantity sand is becoming scarce in current years. Why? Because due to this pollution factors of water and rivers, the sand which we are getting is having some effluents, so that we are not getting this sand with high quality, so that those are also having some effect on this consolidation techniques which are we are using for this purpose of sand drains. So that to control those kind of effects, we have to utilize this kind of geosynthetics with the different factors we are having. And those first one is the geofabrics. Recently fabricated vertical band drains are replacing with sand drains. Normally sand drains we have to construct for the purpose of dewatering. In those purpose of sand drain, we are utilizing a band drain. There may be difference between a sand and a band. Both are doing same work, but the material is simply altering. In the place of sand, we are using these geosynthetic bands. Compared to this sand drain, a polymer based upon the prefabricated vertical drain is 100 mm in width and 3 to 5 meters 5 mm in thickness. Normally, in the previous case, we have observed the minimum width is simply 200 mm and maximum is 600 mm. But in case of this PP polypropylene vertical drains, we are utilizing the material having a 100 mm width and 3 to 5 mm thickness, so that a large space is decreases. Here we have to observe different quantities of prefabricated vertical drains. All those are some geosynthetic materials. And here also in the sand drain, we have fixed this geosynthetic layer in a bracing way. That means normally this kind of bracings we have to observe in steel structures. Here also we are having some bracing like arrangement. Due to those bracing like arrangement, the material will cover a large length. Due to this large length, huge amount of material will be wrapped out. This fabricated vertical drains having mainly advantages with respect to this sand drains. Why? Because sand drains are normally naturally occurring material. Sand is there, but in case of this geosynthetics, those are having some importance factor. Why? Because those are simply available in the industries. So those materials we have to collect and we need to employ in the field, and they are doing a very good job by simply absorbing the water and collecting the water. The potent fabricated vertical drains having some many advantages with respect to sand drains, so that these prefabricated vertical drains are having some more advantages compared to these sand drains. We have to know those advantages and we have to improve. First of all, the band shaped prefabricated vertical drains are easy to install in the soil as well as causes least disturbance in the soil during the installation. In some of the structures, whenever we are installing these columns to the underground layers, so that they will cause some huge amount of disturbance and strata will also some of the cases we having problem. Those problems and these disturbances will be minimized in case of this installation of these sand drains and band drains due to their less consumption of space. The discharge capacity of the band drain is more and consolidation rate is higher than the sand drain. It is also decreases the required surcharge for the compression of the soil. It is the major advantage compared to the sand drains. This is the particular arrangement. The top of the figure we are having the soil embankment. In the bottom itself we are having this is sand drains. Previously we have observed a sand drain with totally normal lines, but here we have to observe a cross lines are there. Simply those cross lines are these band drains arranged in these sand columns. So that the distance between these polythene vertical drains are simply 1 meter to 10 meters between those columns, and those are also having efficient discharge of water from the place. And next topic we have to